Okay, now this is another server because that server has some to that later on. Okay, now we'll go for PSO0. Choose plan version. This is current version transfer. Okay, OOPV. Okay, now it is both active and current. Front end, human resources, organizational management, expert mode. Organizational unit we did in the last step, but in another current our plan of our company of our landscape, but we'll use current plan because that is the most common one. 0101 object. Now we are creating an object. Now object is your organizational unit. And what are info types? Info types are basically the features of the entire landscape, HCM landscape. Now, what comes in landscape? The organizational units, the departments, people, positions, jobs, job descriptions, tasks, lists, cost centers, payroll, everything comes in. So info type basically is the heart and soul of SAP HCM. Okay, now the internet is a bit slow, so it might actually get disconnected again. I don't know. So that's what happened in the previous step, in the previous session. But anyways, thing is, this is live running, okay, and this is live HCM class that you are taking. For some, it will be a demo, but for some of our students like Uzair and Osama, they are our students, and you can actually ask them how it goes. So Osama, tell me, until the server actually gets aligned, you can actually tell your experience. How's your experience with VAUSNET?
So far, it has been good. Steps have been taken very from the beginner's style, and I have all the experience of SAP, but not with S4HANA. I used EC6 as a
Okay.
power user before, and so far it has been going very good, except for a bit of glitches like on the server, like we just saw in the previous session.
Yeah, that happens. That's quite normal. It happens in larger organizations as well, because if servers are not down, who will replace the hardware, and how would new hardware will be purchased and new jobs will be created? Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
that's true.
Yeah. Caltex Global. Okay. If okay, organizational unit reports to. Now let's find a relationship that actually works and gets aligned. And come on, belongs to. What are the other relationship types? And that is B. Okay. Is line supervisor off? So we'll actually go for 0303 03 belongs to. Okay. Organizational unit, it's a company. Do we have an ID? Do we have an ID? So there are no values right now. Is not allowed. A03 is not allowed. Okay. 0302. Enter. Organizational unit. X. Okay. Object name, and we'll create another one as well. And record was created for Caltex Global. Alphanumeric number was generated. Numeric number was generated by the system. Now we'll create another one. And what we'll create is HR Caltex and HR department Caltex Incorporated. And relationship, of course, will be where it actually reports to Caltex because it is part of Caltex. Create info type. HR. Caltex. HR department. Caltex. Save. Reports to Caltex. Caltex Global 315. Okay. It reports to 315. The top organization doesn't report to any, so it actually creates another unit, which is Caltex only. Okay, now we have HR department Caltex. We'll delete this. And the next one is finance Caltex. Create info type. So after this, we'll have a structure. We will see how it actually looks like. Caltex, save. Okay. Organizational unit, Caltex, it reports to, and it will be global 315. I hope you can see this window, right? Let me just see if, yeah, you.
Yep.
Okay. Save. Now, we have finance department. This is also established now. Okay. Next is SDTG, which is sales department. Create info type. So it's easy, quite easy. The front end, this is SD Caltex sales and sales department. Caltex, save. Caltex. Caltex Global. This is Caltex Global. It gives the options because when we first created the top Caltex Global, it was reporting to none. So we actually mentioned Caltex is the top node because it actually requires a relationship goal. Okay, a record was created, 318. Sales department is also created. Now PO03 job. Now what is PO03? Slash n, I'll go to the front end PO03 job. This is the transaction code. This is the transaction code, and it is this function job. Okay. Over here, we'll create jobs. Now, what are jobs? Jobs are job descriptions. Okay. These are descriptions. And we'll create a job manager, Caltex, manager, target, not target, this was another client, manager, Caltex, and then we'll have executive. So we have two jobs. Okay. Manager, Caltex, 01, object, create info type, not found. Okay. We'll create an info type. Manager, Caltex. So it can be finance manager or inventory manager, or so it's a broader term, broader job that we are actually going to define over here. Now, as a manager, So it can be a finance manager or inventory manager or production manager or HR manager. That manager, his job, his job description, a broader job description will be defined by this term, by this job, as to what responsibilities this manager will be expected to perform. So this is basically a theoretical organizational unit because this actually explains what a manager is supposed to do. Okay. Now we'll create another input type, and that will be executive Caltex. Okay. EXE Caltex, executive Caltex. So we are creating two jobs. Great. So this is not reporting to any department because this is a theoretical or a statistical unit, because it will just explain the SOPs of an executive, of an manager. Okay. Okay, we have created this. Next is PO13 position. PO13 position. Now, position, basically a job describes what a position will do. Now, position is held by real people, real personnel. Okay. So what we'll create is HR manager and HR executive, because we created two jobs, manager and executive. So now we'll create an HR manager and an HR executive. Okay. Okay. Now this is HR MGR Caltex. Save. Okay. Now this belongs to, over here, relationship, object ID. Relationship is HRTG. Let's find that organizational unit. It should be HR Caltex. Belongs to, because this job, this position belongs to the HR department. I hope you're getting the point. I'm going real slow so that you can actually get some clarity on this. Now I'll find this Calt. Okay, we have Caltex, Caltex Global, Caltex HR department, because this is HR manager Caltex. This will belong to this organizational unit. Save. Okay. Now, next is organizational unit. Object is HR exec. Relationships are established and object is established. Okay. Now, HR exec Caltex, HR executive Caltex. Save. Again, it belongs to object ID. HR department, Caltex. Save. Same goes for finance manager. Organizational unit is FinTG. Finance manager will be Caltex, and financial executive, and same sales manager and sales executive. We'll do this later on. We'll go to next transaction code. Okay, and that is PPOM hold. Now, what is PPOM hold? Okay, organizational unit is Caltex, Caltex Global. Okay, Caltex. Just a second, just a second. Caltex Global. Okay, now we have departments over here. Okay, and Just a second, I'll unfold all of this. Basic data, human resources view, we can have different views. We'll go for basic data, but 0, 1, 0, 24, enter. Okay, now it says select root org, organizational unit, staff assignments, staff assignments. And we have staff assignments only in one department because we actually skipped the finance department. Okay, so we have incorporates, HR manager and HR executive. This department incorporates it. Okay, root organizational unit cursor, structural graphics, root organizational unit. Now this is the root. The top is the root. Okay, and we'll go for structural graphics. Okay. Now this is the structural graphics because since we have established the positions, HR manager Caltex, HR executive Caltex, but we didn't establish any positions in the sales and finance yet. We skipped it for later for our practice. So this is the organizational structure that we are establishing right now. And then, of course, the configuration will actually run at the back end of this entire structure. But before that, of course, it will actually work together with the configuration part. All right. Now, structural graphics, click on HR Manager cursor, go to, and reporting structure. Reporting structure. Okay. Reporting structure. Okay. Over here, select HR Manager with the cursor and make it chief. Now we have two chiefs over here. Create chief or delete chief. Okay. Now we have a hat over here. It means he is the boss of the department. Okay. HR manager is the line supervisor of subordinate positions and is managed by this department, but this HR manager is also the line supervisor of HR executive. I hope you see actually looking at this window. Okay, yes. So it is automatic. Yeah. So this is how you actually establish your entire structure. Okay. I hope this is clear to you. Today, this was the lecture number 10 for our already enrolled students, Uzair and Usama. Rest, of course, they are our guests and we welcome them to our platform. So now, next step is SPRO enterprise structure. Define the slash and SPRO. Now let's see, have we made Caltex company controlling area and company code? Let's see that. That is established over here, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, define company. Caltex. Okay, Caltex USA, this is already established. So I'll go back and also check with the company code. This is another organizational unit. Now, what is a company? What is a company code? Now, company is a mother company. Okay. Company code is the operational unit which publishes its own financial statements. Okay. CL, CAL. Country template Caltex, Dubai. Okay. So our company code is established out of Dubai, but the mother company is in the US. Okay. This is also established. Now, what I actually want to show in the end of this today's lecture is definition, um, human resources management, personal areas. Now, what are personal areas? I've already explained this earlier. Personal areas. These are geographical locations of your company. Now, since this is based out of Dubai. So Caltex Dubai is a personal area, a geographical location, okay? A real location. Now, what are personal sub areas? These areas basically exist under the personal areas, and that are factory and offices, okay? Caltex. Caltex factory and Caltex office, CLFT and CLOC. So CL for Caltex and CLFT is for factory, CLOC is Caltex office. Okay, so this is already done. Now, next step to establish the entire structure. We've already seen the structure today, how we can establish HR structures, jobs, positions. Okay. Next step is we create a backbone of the company, and that happens with the chart of accounts. The financial accounts department actually handles the backbone of the company, and that is chart of accounts. And chart of accounts means in HR terms, the payroll, the taxations, the advances will be handled through chart of accounts. So basically, it's not that the finance guys will be your bosses, but the finance guys will get the numbers and stats. Caltex. Caltex doesn't have a chart of accounts yet, so we'll create one and then we'll close our today's. Okay, edit chart of accounts.
सैप दा डेमो जी दे रहे हैं सैप दा
Sorry.
बस है बढ़ाई
Okay, new entries. CLTX. Now this will be our dedicated chart of accounts, and this will create the GL accounts for every department. Okay, length of GL accounts will be 10, the maximum, and save. Okay, Caltex. Since we have our students Usama and Uzair in our T81 batch, so that's why their names are mentioned. So it's easier for us to actually track the configuration and the progress as well. And this will be saved in HCM config node. So this is saved. How do we create chart of accounts? Although this is not part of the HCM consultant's role, but it's good to know, good to understand how chart of accounts are designed and how these operate. Okay. Now I'll assign the same CLTX. Company code is Caltex. Caltex Dubai. Chart of accounts is what we actually made in the previous step. Save. Save. Okay. Now I'll stop my session here today, right? And I'll show you what is the configuration that we have done so far. Display that is through SE10 and okay. Okay, Caltex, HCM config, what we have actually done so far can be seen from here as well. So this is what we have actually done so far in all these 10 lectures, and we are still going ahead. And rest for people who think that whether or not to trust this company or not, they can actually have a look at what we are doing with all this configuration nodes that we're doing with different batches. Okay. So this is not done in a day, and this cannot be faked, I believe. And this is not faked. Okay. This cannot be faked. So if you really want to see And let me show you that another node. Just a second. Another node. Let me just close this one. Another node. And that was ZAP. Okay, ZAP. If you want to see how much of configuration we have done in this and how much is this company genuine, you can actually have an understanding. This is what we have done so far in this configuration. Just keep watching how many areas have been covered. Yeah, the list is going on. List is going on. So we are actually covering each and every detail, each and every molecular details. And even then, if you think this company is fake, then I think you should go somewhere else. Okay. You see, the list is going on. This much of effort and struggles are being put in understanding and training SAP. So you can compare us. I mean, you just don't have to compare us because we go very much deep into our SAP delivery. Yeah. And don't compare us, please. So this is how you can know whether a company is genuine or not. Thank you very much. Have a great day ahead.